Okay. All right, you guys are live. And I will mute myself and it's all you.
All right. Thank you, Lina.
Hello, welcome everybody. I guess I'll start, guys. We are Student Alliance. I'm Brendan Burke. I'm the Communications Director.
And I'm Inaya Hakeem. I'm the president.
I'm Neil Walton. I'm the Operations Director.
And I'm Rala Collins, and I am the Executive Director. External Affairs Director, my bad.
So we have some icebreaker questions. The first question I have today is, or we have to get, is if you could go anywhere, where would you go?
Like just anywhere right now.
Correct.
Okay. I think I would have to go. I think it's the Himalayas where they have pink sand beaches, if I'm not mistaken. But like, yeah, I want to go see the pink sand beaches right now.
I don't know if there are beaches in the Himalayas, but I hear you on the pink sand beaches.
It's not the Himalayas. Where is it? Malaysia?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
But I see your vision, Neil. I do.
You see it just halfway there.
Okay. If I were to go anywhere, I'd probably go camping with like my loved ones or something right now, or maybe in a like a log cabin type, not in a tent because it's cold, but probably somewhere in the middle of nowhere with my family and friends. That'd be nice right now.
That would be nice. Okay,
So,
it's in the Bahamas.
Bahamas, Himalayas, you know, whatever.
Hey, same thing.
we're going to England personally.
England?
Yeah, one of my best friends lives in England, and plus I always want to see somewhere in Europe. So
Yeah, and plus you love music, so like you can find like a whole bunch of like English like punk rock bands over there.
totally.
So someone used the qualifier right now, and right now I would really like to go to New Zealand because they are I think I've heard they have concerts going right now. Like they're that COVID clean that they feel secure in doing that, and it's like, oh, that's awesome. But also referring back to I think the conversation we had 2 weeks ago, you're also going to like Middle Earth for real there, so I'm including a fictional realm there too.
Middle Earth. Middle Earth is that from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, they filmed Lord of the Rings in New Zealand, and they also have the place where they filmed all the Hobbiton scenes.
Mhm.
Like that's pretty much a theme park now.
Okay. So New Zealand's just like the hot spot to go.
Road trip.
Town hall trip to New Zealand.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Lego. Let's go.
Anyone else?
New Zealand to apparently the fly fishing there is like amazing. And so I'll go with you. How's that sound?
There we go. We have our chaperone / supervisor.
There you go.
Sponsor trip to New Zealand.
Yeah, I don't know about that, guys.
Man, let's put in a request to leadership meeting next week.
Yeah, right.
Anyone else want to answer this question?
Yeah, sure. I think I'd go out west or like right now, literally anywhere warm. I don't care where, just anywhere.
I believe since it's in the Southern Hemisphere, you can join us going to New Zealand, where I believe it's summer. Join the New Zealand Club.
There we go.
Are we ready for the next question, guys?
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
All right. And the next one is Lana. Can you go forward one more, Lana? Oh yeah, there it is. What's your favorite hobby? I don't really think I have a favorite right now, so.
What constitutes a hobby?
It's just something you like to do in your own time.
Spare time?
So like for me, like I can answer this question first of all because I came up with the question. I'm like I like going on nature walks or doing like just taking nature walks and traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if in my free time I like listening to music and playing video games. Like that's an example of a hobby. Something like you like to like that's not like work related or school related. Just something if you had a free time, like what would you do?
Are we going to any certain order, you guys? Sorry, I hopped on 3 minutes late and I've been putting groceries away, so I've been missing out.
No, you just hop right in.
Okay, well, since I totally interrupted, I'll my favorite hobby, not that I would have had this choice, you know, say 20, 30 years ago, but it's just going outside, getting sunshine. But yeah, it's a pain reliever for me. I love it.
So simple. We love to hear it. I would have to say my favorite hobby. Like I've been reading a lot about philosophy lately. And so like there's like this book called like Amusing Ourselves to Death. And it's just basically just about like how technology and like social media and like instant gratification is like it's like a take on like how it's bad for like a democracy and like society in general. But you know, it's just something like I've just been reading like a lot about philosophy lately, so I guess that's been a hobby.
That sounds really good, Neo.
Thank you.
You guys could probably guess what my favorite is, but I would have to say fly fishing. I love it because it's like a puzzle. Like there's science involved, there's the outdoors, and just like it slows me down and makes me, you know, just like focus on something that's positive and good. So no surprise there, right, guys?
Exactly. Say, we all seem to want to be outdoors more. I think that's saying something. Are there classes, maybe not during COVID right now, but upcoming classes that you know of where we are going to be out in nature more? And if you could speak about that, that'd be great.
I almost took this. I forgot what it was called. It was called Introduction to Kayaking, and it was like a wellness class. It was like 1 credit, but it was for 3 weeks. And I almost took it, and I should have, and I will. But like you got to go on a 3-day camping trip. Like you planned it out or whatever you learned, whatever. I think for like a day or maybe a week. I don't know, but you planned it and you were with your class for a little bit, and then you went on like a 3-day camping trip. And then you came back, and then the class was done. And I was this close to taking it. I did not though, but it's definitely something I would probably take in the near future because that sounds amazing. For 1 credit, I would do
Right.
it.
Is that the camping canoeing one combo or is this separate?
It was kayaking. Oh, it was canoeing. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I took it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
It was ended up being a good thing because it was Jody Gee and I forget the other professor who was out there, but she got Jody and I pretty much helped reschedule everything and got the kayaks out a night before because one of the instructors, the other professor, had the flu and we sent her home, and then I ended up being like an assistant accidentally.
Oh wow. And then Rebecca just said that that class was awesome too. That's super cool. Yeah. Thanks for
I did that class a few years back and was glad for it.
Really? Wow. That's really saying something. Now 3 people.
Yes, I'm glad they offer that. And I would love to see more things, more natural science stuff. Lina, any ideas?
I'm not super, I should keep a better eye on the catalog and like the course offerings. I haven't heard anything like in like email or anything. I know historically like the honors program has done some like some work out at, or like volunteering out at Blandford Nature Center. I know that we've had, well, we've got the gardening club. Ashley, you might be able to talk about that. It's not necessarily in the woods, but it's certainly
Right, all of it, yes.
Forest class would be really cool.
yeah, engaging in the natural world a little bit. But yeah, gardening club's getting up and going this spring and gonna plant to fill up the food pantry. That's what I'm hearing right now. Those are the two biggies that I know about.
Yeah. And I just joined the garden club. Ashley, she recruited me. And I don't know how many members there is, Ashley, but I think
I
it's
looked it up and I don't see it. Is it available now?
Yeah, they're re-registered. We have like almost 25 people signed up, so it seems popular. Rachel, are you not on the page on Reader Connect? I thought you were.
I'm just getting on it right now.
Okay. Yeah. I don't really have an update right now. I think there are some students planning on, choosing a date and everything to have our first virtual meet and greet and just go from there. So hang tight. I think it'd be fun. I mean, and really
What's the name? It's not Gardener or
garden
Gardening.
club.
It's not
Yeah.
under G. Huh. I'm not seeing it.
Weird. Let me invite you.
While Ashley's working on that, what other hobbies do you guys have?
So I
Yeah.
haven't been able to. Who's also speaking? Like, can I? I've already spoken. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Well, my favorite hobby is video gaming. I'm a PlayStation player, not an Xbox player. Just to throw that out there too.
Thank you, Rala, for that.
No Xbox this way.
Nope.
Ethan, what were you gonna say?
Well, I guess just on that, I mean, I don't really game as much as I used to, with the exception of chess. So I guess that counts as a hobby, but I feel like by going PlayStation only, you're missing on the well, I mean, I know Halo hasn't been, well, Halo has had a revival because like Reach and stuff being on PC, but like you're really missing out on the Halo scene, dude. That's some solid multiplayer experience right there. But yeah, I do like chess. But I think like the biggest thing I was into over the summer, which I just can't do nearly as much, one, because it's winter, is I love walking, like in general. Like I think my longest hike, walk, whatever, I just call them walks, but it's probably closer to a hike, I think was like, I think I did 20 miles in a day and it was awesome.
I also like walking. It's very therapeutic. My professor tells us to go on a walk before we come to class. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there is a walking class through the wellness program. I forgot to mention that. So, and Melanie Sheila Gady does that one. So that's a good 1 credit class too.
The GRCC offers a lot of cool 1 credit like classes. My sister took yoga. Like it's a lot of classes like that that are super cool. If I could just take all of those and not take
Well,
any-
it's getting more possible to do all of them if they're only 7 weeks long.
yeah, for real.
Like the meditation one I just signed up for, and that's, yeah, half of the semester length, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, definitely. You guys, all you all's hobbies are kind of cool. I was looking for a cool one, but you guys are okay for me.
I like how you made that inclusive right there.
I always say you guys because when I was little, whatever, but I've always said you guys, and it's such a bad habit. Anyways, if you met a famous musician, who would it be? Mine would probably be. I would probably have to say that mine would be maybe probably Lauren Hill. Probably she seems nice. Well, yeah, she seems pretty nice. I'll probably meet her. Thank you.
I can see my tie. I'm sorry. If I got two. I have two, right? The first one I would meet. This is the person I actually just want to meet just for musical experience alone. I want to meet Freddie Mercury. I want to just like spend a day with him and just see what a day with him is like. And the second one would be Stevie Wonder, but I don't believe Stevie Wonder is blind. I'm sorry. I honestly don't. I never have. He played his son in basketball. Who does that when they're blind? You can't hear the backboard. I think Stevie Wonder can see. Okay.
I don't know what he would have had to gain by not being honest about that, Neo. That is, yeah, surprising to me.
Oh, this is recorded. I'm so sorry.
There's a lot of people I'd like to meet.
Neo, this is where you interject and say that was a test for us to speak up to make sure we're being all
Right.
inclusive and smart with our words, right?
Maybe everyone is attentive. Yeah. Stevie Wonder. Yeah. What a guy. Great music. Does anyone else want to go?
I'll go. I don't know, like meeting them would be nice. I think I would just rather be in their presence and just like let them do their musical thing. But it's Chris Thiele from Punch Brothers or Nickel Creek. Yeah, basically the best living mandolin player and then some. So yeah, he's pretty great. I'd love to just spend time.
I feel like I'd just be too much of a fan for the people that I like. I would just like, I mean, I understand the basics of music and I really like listening to music for like how it's, how like the pieces work. But I don't know. I think I'd much rather hang out with people I know rather than meet another human being who I would love to have a conversation, I guess. Simple conversation with a lot of the musicians that I have. Although I think my number one, this is a composer specifically, is Hiroyuki Sawano. And I don't know if he speaks English. So I don't know how well a conversation would go. But I feel like it would basically be like, wow, you're so cool. How do you do that? But I would just be learning how do you do that with me not necessarily like trying to learn anything other than the basic that like some interviewer would do. So I feel like I just kind of like, let someone else do that.
Can you type out their name so we can like look at them up if we want to? Like what kind of musician are they?
Go ahead, finish Ethan.
Hiroyuki Sawano, he made the soundtrack for Attack on Titan, with the exception of the most recent season, who I think he's collaborating with.
Yeah.
Someone. But this guy is like, I would say like I'd listen to the soundtrack. And when I say the soundtrack, I'm not talking about like the opening credit sequence. I'm talking about the actual music that plays during the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a mishmash of orchestral and choir and electronic and so many other different sounds that shouldn't go together, but he blends them all like perfectly in an unnatural way that I have to say I prefer him as a composer to John Williams, writer of the Star Wars soundtrack, simply because Star Wars kind of maintains old ideas, but this is just something
new.
Yeah.
Itself. Innovative.
It's so innovative. But
yeah, new music is sweet, but man, do I want to challenge you on John Williams. I feel like he does have a range, and I don't know.
What about Ludwig Göransson?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. You can drop that name in the chat.
I'll put yeah. You got to check him out. He made like the soundtrack for. He's composed like all of like Childish Gambino's albums, and like made the soundtrack for what was that movie called? He made the soundtrack for Black Panther, Creed 2, some other movies.
Wait. Who is the name of the person?
Ludwig Göransson.
Ludwig Göransson.
I'll type his name in there.
Okay. I feel like I've listened to a little bit of the Black Panther soundtrack. Like I really love the main theme that was going for it, but I didn't like listen to each track individually. Yeah. I think that was pretty good.
Hans Zimmer. What a guy. We love Hans Zimmer as well. He can be put inside that GOAT conversation for sure. But Haruki might take the cake, not gonna lie, because Attack on Titan, just from season 1 to season 4, like the soundtrack just gets better.
I will say that I think Williams is better than Hans Zimmer. I'll die on that hill too. Like I'm not saying I don't think that Williams is talented. I love Williams. It's just I don't think I've ever heard really anything electronic come from Williams.
I'm gonna have to say Hans Zimmer's Interstellar soundtrack might beat out anything that John Williams has made. Hot take, I know. But yeah.
Thank you all for that. Like, I don't know a couple of those people, but I know a few of them, but thanks for that. Now I have people to look up. It's nice when you can look up people and listen to new music and listen to new things. So thanks for that. I appreciate that. If anyone else would like to answer, there we go. Thanks, Lina. We're going to open the floor for student organizations to update us on anything that has happened since the last update. Student Alliance, we've been working with CAB, like we mentioned like 2 weeks ago, about planning the leadership banquet. And we've been piecing together the little things and trying to make sure it's goes smoothly and it's as best as it will be online. So that's what we're doing with CAB. And we did an extra allocation to the food to the food pantry. And we were helping with the pathway, like the pathway video, like the pathways at JRCC. We were helping with the creation of the videos to inform students about what each pathway entails, like of language. I don't know the exact pathways. We've been helping with that, and mostly videos. A lot of people are in need of videos right now during this time of year. I don't know why, but those are the things that we have been helping with since our last update. So thank you.
Any other groups want to give updates? I know, Sherry, are you here for the NSCS?
No, I'm here for CAB today.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys have been doing some good stuff.
Yeah, we did like a little Valentine's Day thing yesterday. Not next week, week after. We're doing like a little Friendship Day tabling event. And then pretty much just helping with the student leadership banquet. But yeah.
Yeah, I've got some questions and about NAS. So we've got our annual Michigan Indian Education Council convention, or I should say conference, and it is all virtual. Are we allowed to do that? I guess is my first question.
Yeah, certainly allowed to do any virtual events. Do you guys have to pay to register, and will you need additional funds? Oops, I don't know, Rachel, if you're, can everyone else hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mine went out for a while, so I'm sorry if you guys didn't hear what I was saying.
I heard you say, Rachel, that you, that there's a virtual conference coming up. My question was, yeah, well, yes, you're certainly allowed to do that. Anything virtual is fair game. Do you guys have the appropriate funding that you need, or do you need help with that?
It is up to how many people are available to sign up, and because it always falls in half of the spring break, that I'm waiting on a few others to reply, but I know there's at least one of us,
Yeah, so
me.
yeah, sure. So if you anticipate needing funding for that, you could fill out the extra allocation fund or extra allocation request form on Raider Connect. If the request is under $1,000, it goes to Student Alliance, the e-board. And then if it's over 1,000 or 1,000 or over, technically, it goes to the e-board first, and then it would come here to a town hall meeting to be voted on. It usually takes, you have to, the minimum that it would take is 3 weeks, because those meetings happen 2 weeks apart and you have to submit it a week early, a week in advance of the e-board meeting. So you're saying spring break, so we should probably get on that. And if you need help with it, any of us are happy to help, anybody in my office.
Excellent. Yeah, because I know Taria and I were kind of trying to figure out how we go about it. But again, it's like $167, and that's a tax and everything per person. So I'm thinking we're not going to need to go that route with extra allocation at this point. But thank you.
Definitely. Yeah, let us know how it goes too. Like, I'm interested to hear what student orgs are experiencing with virtual conferences, PTK. I know you guys have one coming up too. So yeah, just interested to hear how that goes and kind of what you bring back from it.
Yeah, I'll be happy to give an update when it's over, probably in April or end of March, whenever we meet then. And it sounds like it's not one of those things where it's YouTube and you just go on it and watch it. It's actually going to be dividing us into breakout groups for the different speakers. And one of our own, Cam Stott, I'm not sure if he's registered as a student this semester, but he has been before. He's actually one of the presenters this year. So that'll be cool.
That's very cool. Ethan, do you want to give, when is you guys's y'all's conference, virtual conference?
Okay, I believe our regional conference, I wish I labeled what I have. I believe the regional conference we have is the 24th, 25th, and 26th of March. So that's coming up pretty quick. And then I believe our induction ceremony we plan to have on like the 31st of March. And then I believe the one national conference that our officers at the very least are going to is early April.
Awesome, thanks. Anybody else have any other updates?
I guess like in terms of like updates of what we're doing, we're trying to set up like a service project right now, but I think right now we're kind of we're having some like, well, we gotta organize and get together, so we're kind of in that process right now. So I'm hoping that, you know, next time we'll probably have something more substantive other than these are the directions we're planning on going.
Are you guys planning on doing that service project in person?
I don't think that we can. I think we're trying to look into alternatives of things we can do otherwise. I mean, it'd be really cool if we could do it in person, but I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, how many people do you have that do you anticipate having?
We're kind of pretty early in the
Okay.
project there, so I know we have our officers. I know when it comes to like our actual meetings, we have gotten like a few people. We have less people coming to our regional or chapter meetings this year, so like we've gotten like 1 or 2 people. So I don't know how many we'll really have.
Okay. Yeah, and there, there are some pretty tight restrictions on in-person stuff, especially things that aren't like academic classes. And so, yeah, but give me a shout. I know we have had a couple students help out with the food pantry. It just depends on like the number and that kind of thing. So, there might be some flexibility there. If that's something you guys get into talking about.
Yeah, actually, NASO talked a little bit about when and if and how to have not necessarily a meeting, but an outing, I should call it, for sugar bushing. Like if we wanted to try and do a maple syrup run, we'd be outdoors, we'd be wearing masks, double masks if necessary. Where are we at now with that thought?
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually was talking to my supervisor, Tina, this week about that. We're not in a position right now to do in-person programming. There are requirements, the state, you have to monitor, like screen everyone. You have to make sure that people are abiding by the guidelines, and also track attendance so that if there were an outbreak that we could contact trace with those folks. And so currently the folks that we have doing that work are completely swamped with the academic side of things. And obviously that's the number one priority for the institution. And so right now we can't do it, but I am advocating for it, hoping that we can get there soon. And, encouraging that kind of decision to be made. Obviously that decision is made at a much higher level than me. And so, but I know that you all are interested in getting together, that you're wanting to program, you guys, those of you here who have expressed wanting to do that aren't the only ones. And so it just is a matter of state guidelines loosening up a little bit to allow for these kinds of activities to happen. And then, having the guidelines in place to allow it from a risk perspective. So right now we can't bank on anything.
Okay, but on a personal level, I could go out, meet with some expert and film it and then post it on YouTube and link that to a Facebook page and or Instagram account linked to it, maybe, right?
So, I mean, whatever you choose to do for like a personal thing, you can make any decision that you're going to make. Obviously, I say that in this example that you just gave, that makes sense to me. Obviously, decisions that we all make off campus have an impact on campus too. So we are mutually dependent upon each other too, to be safe. That sounds reasonable to me. I'd love to talk to you more, get a little bit more details, but providing something in a virtual space is what we need to keep doing. I would encourage it to happen for sure. Any other questions about in-person programming in general?
This is not so much programming, and maybe it would fit in with another slide, I don't know. But Rebecca is on. She was in yesterday with the honors students volunteering at the pantry, and I'm not going to try with the student org. I don't remember. But Rebecca, if you're with us, do you want to ask about the student panel? Lina, I know.
Yeah, it's not too loud, is it for you? Can you just hear my voice?
No, go for it.
Okay, I like moved into a side room to hopefully eliminate some of the background noise. Yeah, so Ashley and I have talked about gathering more information about the food pantry and the students who are using it. And we're wondering what it might look like to do a student panel to start interviewing some students and gaining some of that information. I am also doing an honors project for the National Geography Conference in a couple months, and I was hoping to be able to get some research that I could present there as well.
There it is. It's like finally let me unmute. Good question. So let's see. Would you want the panel to take place in person? Like everyone be in the same room together? And then like record it or something?
If something like that was possible, I think that could save a lot of time. Some of it might depend too on if I could get, other students in my class to maybe help me on this regard. If it has to be virtual, I think I could still make that work. The biggest thing is knowing the parameters of like how to get a hold of students that I could do these interviews with, if
Yeah.
I have any parameters about what I am or am not allowed to talk on, things like that.
Yeah. It sounds like what you're thinking would be kind of touch a lot of different areas of the institution. Certainly would love to partner with you on that from our the college action project that we have, about that, that's where we would get to know this, what students might be interested, that kind of thing. So, but because this is research based, we need to talk to Dr. DeVivo. I know he's probably your advisor about like a human subjects research proposal. Any research that is done usually has to be approved through that academic team of people who approves research proposals. And so let's talk about that. Maybe Ashley, if you can help coordinate a meeting, the three of us, and then we can kind of hash out what might be possible, that kind of thing. We are, just so you know, we are recording a video of interviews with students who use the food pantry, the emergency fund, and other resources on the Get Help webpage tomorrow. And that video, well, we're creating two. One is going to go out to all students, and one will go out to faculty and staff to let everybody know what GRCC students experience and how they can get help if they are experiencing something similar. And so that might be helpful in this work that you're doing as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Lina, because when I was working on doing the survey for the end of that grant, I had to be very careful how we worded everything so that we didn't have to go through that committee because that would have delayed it all the more. But yeah, you got to make sure it's nothing too personal. Like you said, it's science-based. You have to get pre-approval.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it also, it's good to know about, even though it's a long kind of a process, it's good to know about it on the front end, because if you don't do it and should have done it, then your work is less credible than it would have been otherwise.
Exactly.
And like less, in a peer review kind of a situation, it would be, it would be looked at a little differently, I guess. Anybody else? Student organization updates? I did put a little bit of information about the banquet on this last slide, just so that you guys so that we can all talk about what the format of it is going to look like. I know Anaya kind of mentioned it. CAB and Student Alliance, do y'all want to talk through what you need help with, the dates, that kind of thing?
So I guess I'll just briefly touch, and I know Neo and Sherry might have met the other day about like the video, and you all can cover like the more in-depth things. But the banquet, as of now, is scheduled. Well, the banquet is scheduled for March 26th. And the time, correct me if I'm wrong, CAB or Student Alliance, but it's still tentative, right? Or we picked we already picked a time. Maybe.
You're right there. Yeah, I don't think we settled on a time. We did
Yeah.
talk about yesterday having it like pre-recorded with media now. So that kind of affects that too, where you don't have to sign on at a specific time. It'll just be there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So basically we're trying to figure out what's the best way to get it out to you all. We were talking about doing like a mix, like some of it live and then some of it like a pre-recorded or, pre-recorded or all live. But Sherry, we all talked, Cabin Student Alliance all talked about it. And then from what I can hear from what Sherry just said, Sherry and Neo and Thalia just talked about it also. And then the structure, we would like to have a keynote speaker, and I know that was something, I don't remember if it was Paige, if Paige was working on getting, Paige and Sherry, if you all were, yeah, they were working on getting like a keynote speaker, preferably like a GRCC alum that, can, and our theme is new beginnings, so we would like to have someone to come spread some light and some hope for the banquet. And then awards, we're not doing group awards or like club awards because this was not the best year, obviously due to COVID for like clubs and groups. Everything was, well, I don't know, but mostly everything to my knowledge was on through Zoom. And then we are going to do like individual awards, and like we were thinking about doing like mock elections, something funny, to give people some cheer. And for the video, this is where Neo and Jerry come in, but for the video, Neo was telling us yesterday about how we have, yes, Elena just said in the chat, I probably glossed over those details, but all active clubs should get recognized for sticking out. And that is very true. So we'll do like that, and then the video. Yeah. So Neo was telling us how they want us to send in questions. So Student Alliance and CAB, and I wasn't clear. I'm pretty sure this is open to all students, right? To send questions, but someone, jump in and correct me if I'm wrong. And then like they're gonna do like a flip, like we're gonna do like a flipgram, like a fast type of video, like people sending pictures of them like during COVID or over the course of COVID. I was digging through my pictures and I didn't realize, but I have actual pictures of me during COVID, like with my mask on or something like that, just to show that we're all kind of going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And you can take over, Neo, because you know more about that than I do.
Yeah. So basically, like, yeah, we were just like, planning on having like a flipogram at the beginning of the video, like a little monologue leading into, our 73 questions. And it was Sherry's idea because she said she wanted to include, Rala's idea of like vlogging and, then also doing an interview. And so like, have you all watched, the Vogue 73 questions videos at all? And yeah. And so we were going to do something like that. And we just wanted to bring it up in here, just, just in case like any students wanted to participate, any faculty wanted to participate in that process when we're doing it on campus, because so we can, just have everybody together and just be able to have it more coordinated, because I don't think that, what I'm saying, it'd just be a lot easier to have us coordinated versus, improv on the questions. So it could just go fast paced.
I actually have a question. So the 73 questions, is that, who's the audience? Like, who are we asking these questions to?
So so basically, like, we're just asking for any student that wants to sign up, and do it. I think we were just banking on like a maximum of like 15 people maybe. And then we were just gonna have Noah just come around with the camera and do it like a 73 question style, but we were just gonna be walking and then just like asking questions to students, and then just like flip it off of them to like the next student. But like you're already prepared with your answer for your question. So that sort of thing. So yeah, we just want to, help with that. And if you want to sign up or be in the video at all, just email me or Sherry. And then we'll have that together. And Sherry, if you want to add anything else, I don't know if I went over everything, but if you want to add anything else, please feel free.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We wanted to ask all of you if any of you would be interested in being in this video, and being one of the interviewees. So yeah, like Neo said, if you're interested, I'll put my email in the chat.
Oh yeah, me as well.
And will we also use you all's emails to send pictures of ourselves and potential questions?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Yeah.
And for anyone confused, whatever, the questions are just like the Vogue question, they're literally just questions, like random questions that help you get a picture of who somebody else or who someone is, you know, it's just like favorite seasoning, just stuff like that, like random, super random. But and more towards our theme of new beginning. So if you can generate some questions that kind of, can hint to a new beginning, then that'd be like really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, is that it on video? The video?
I believe so, yeah. And just make sure that you get these questions to us by the latest next week, Wednesday at around, what would you say, Sherry? Noon, 1?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, like next week, Wednesday around noon or 1.
And maybe we can we can do a quick Instagram and Facebook post, just because I don't want the Flipgram to be just us. So maybe we can make a post to get it out to as many students or faculty, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes, we want to make feel included as well.
yeah, and that'd be cool. So maybe we can make a post about it, so we can get as much content. And then yeah,
we will too then. That's a good idea. And then you and I were thinking about going on campus next week and maybe just taking pictures of like whatever or whoever we can find to help with that. So
yeah,
that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
If you guys want like general pictures of stuff going on around campus during COVID, I probably have a fair amount, so I'll send you guys some as well. Just because I've been around since this whole thing started. And then just to kind of circle back, so the leadership banquet is open to all students, but you do have to register, and the primary target of like who we want to attend is all of the students who have been involved in student organizations this year. So please share with your student organizations and the rest of your members, your advisor, that kind of thing, that there will be a registration link coming out soon, and that we'll be sending out like basically like a care package to everyone who is like attending and registered. And then to Rachel's point, I know you said, Rachel, you said, are we going to do breakout groups? Are there chats allowed, dance party? I think it's too soon to tell all of that, just because they're still working out the format of how much are we going to pre-record, how much is happening live in the moment kind of a thing. But we'll make sure we write those things down to consider as we kind of move forward with the planning process.
Yeah, definitely. I still highly recommend a lot of it be pre-recorded. It's not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to have the breakout groups or anything, if that makes it more complicated. But at the same time, some students may want that more of a personal connection. It's up to you guys.
Before we move too far from the banquet stuff, just for clarity's sake, on the video piece, it says we need your help. I don't know if I missed something, but are you guys looking for questions to ask, or you're hoping that you'll provide questions and you're looking for answers?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
Okay.
We mostly just need help gathering photos of like stuff that's gone on during COVID on campus. If anyone does have any ideas for questions they think should be asked in like the interview part of the video, like that too. And then, like I said earlier, if any of you are interested in actually being in it, that too.
Cool, thank you.
I think I would be interested in being in it. But in addition to that, you said pictures of people on campus. So we, as Phi Theta Kappa, I mean, I haven't been on campus since March. So I don't really have pictures of campus stuff, but we do have quite a few pictures of like some of the Phi Theta Kappa stuff that we have done online, screenshots. Can we send you those pictures?
Yeah, that would be cool. Like if like is it like the Zoom like of everyone's little like boxes and
Yes.
like their
Yeah.
faces? Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Okay, I will. You said before Wednesday. I'll get you some stuff before Wednesday.
That would be great. Thank you.
Maybe since the collegiate is here, maybe you could type in the chat about like each credential that you need, and then if they decide to publish something about, you know, our banquet process, then they could always put that in there.
I was just gonna say, Ethan, that screenshot idea is such a good idea. I was wondering if any of you guys wanted to do a screenshot right now that we could include in the video. So if you want to, I can do a screenshot and send it. All right, Neo, we need to see your face.
I'm fine with that, but then I'm gonna log in my computer here.
Is my face here?
I see your torso.
Oh, what about now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm all right here.
All right. Anybody else want to turn video on?
I thought you could see my face the whole time.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna do this thing on the count of 3. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Cool. Thank you.
He said, "Hold up, need to do my." Oh.
When you're funny, that made me laugh.
I have a couple things if there aren't any other banquet updates. Student Alliance and CAB. I sent you guys an email, but if anyone else wants to receive it, I can forward it. The college is working on a new system called EAB. It's there's a faculty staff side of things, so that if there was ever an early alert or advising notes, that kind of thing, that those things would get shared appropriately. Like if you meet with one advisor one day and then the next semester you meet with a different advisor, you can still see the notes from those advising appointments across different semesters, so that you're not starting from scratch with somebody new every time. It would also include things like, you know, what you're involved in, basically any touch point across campus that you might have. So that would be the faculty staff side, but there's a student facing side where y'all can access your information on the system as well. So, we need student input and feedback on this. So there's a student feedback meeting that's coming up in, gosh, I'll have to find it, but is anybody interested in participating? It's in like a week and a half, or 2 weeks from today, actually, I think. Anybody?
Okay. Oh, I didn't know I was on mute. My bad. I was thinking.
Yeah, you said the AB system. That's what it's called.
EAB.
EAB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be interested in participating.
So it is Thursday, February 25th, 2:30 to 3:30. So that would cut into this meeting's time. Maybe we have a quick 30-minute update and then everyone jumps onto that call.
We could, yeah.
Okay.
We could do that.
Yeah, we'll push that information out. I know they're looking for some student volunteers to participate, so that when they build it, it is the best possible for students to view it. So I'll get that information out to y'all, and then I think there was something else, but I'm losing it. So
I did note one thing in my notes, and I noticed that our regional conference, our last day of our regional conference, is on the 26th, which is the same day as the banquet. What I am noting there is that our event is going from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That is a regional meeting, so that's our chapter and a whole bunch of other ones that we're hosting. So I'm not sure if I can actually be in the Zoom call for the banquet, that sort of thing. And I also know like we're encouraging our Phi Theta Kappa people to be in there. And I hate the idea that we're competing over audiences on the same day, because I think we need to be in a cooperative relationship. So I'm going to see what we can do on our end, I think, you know.
I think, Ethan, that's super important as CAB and Student Alliance move forward, considering like, will it be recorded so that it can be viewed later or something like that would be important to consider when, you know, so that because we have the flexibility this year that, you know, we're not all sitting in a banquet hall together. It does afford us the possibility to mix it up a little bit and pre-record it. Good point.
Thanks for that, Ethan. That's helpful.
Have anything else before I don't want to like cut anybody off, but I can stop recording if the business part of the meeting is done.
I think we
don't
had a few
maybe-
things, no? Student Alliance, like the Rise Free programming with CMU, and there was something about a Dr. Pink meeting coming up. Did you guys want to chat about that here?
The
I was gonna
doctor
wait for
meeting. Wow.
Okay, so
I was gonna wait for our board meeting, but we can do it now. Like, so we can discuss it, then we could push and talk about next town hall as a group, so we can all discuss it one-on-one before we.
well, for the Dr. Pink, he's busy the day he was supposed to meet or come to our meeting on March 18th. And Amy informed me, I don't know her, I don't know her specific role, but I don't know her specific role, but I think she just, I don't know, but I don't want to say that, like, you know, anyway, I'm sorry. What a strange thing to trip up on. But yeah, so she emailed me and she was like, he's not going to be able to make it. So to the group with the with Student Alliance, so she was like, you can have a one-on-one with him. And for the meeting with Student Alliance, and I think last year he came to the town hall, so it would have been, in my mind, would have been with everyone, whoever came to the town hall. But talking points and questions, and since I believe he's only meeting with me now, I could still, if you all have any questions or talking points or anything you need clarity on that you would like me to relay to him in the best way that I can, then that was what we originally had put Dr. Pink on the agenda for, because we thought he was gonna have a meeting with come to one of our town halls. But I don't think that's the case anymore, because like I said, he's busy or he has something else going on. And she was asking me to get to follow up with her with potential talking points or questions that we had for him. So we obviously means all the students. So if you have anything, I don't know if it'll go down like that, but if you have anything you want to ask him, or if you would, anything you would like him to speak on, then if you would like, you can email that to me if you'd like, and I can see what I can do. I've never done this with him, so I really don't know, but if you email anything to me, questions, talking points, then they're safe and I can get them out. I will try to get them out. So I'll put my email in the chat if anybody has anything to say to Dr. Pink or anything to relay to him or ask him. Yeah, that was it on Dr. Pink. And then the CMU student, if anybody has anything to say about that, please go ahead. And then the CMU,
The girl from CMU that wanted us to participate.
yeah, the student from CMU, her name.
Oh, look at
Just, I know, because I know you guys were planning on talking about the city board, so you didn't probably have the email pulled up, but basically what's going on is she's involved in some voter registration efforts. And so she had reached out to me, I had referred her to you, eBoard. And so I think the four of you talking about that during eBoard makes the most sense. And then if you feel like we want to have a town hall meeting or something like that, we could certainly do that coming up.
Okay.
You guys can do whatever you want, but that would be my suggestion, and that was the intention of that. So
I mean, you are our advisor and you're giving us advice. So, hey, I think you should take it. I don't know.
all right. Anything else for the good of the order? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording since I'm not hearing anything.